Welcome to today's video. Today we have something from LC Power. They call it in Croatia the budget CPU tower cooler with addressable RGB. Now, why is it so? We're definitely going to find out. We're going to check out the performance, definitely thermals as well. We're going to test it on Intel Core i7-8700K. And definitely it does look interesting and appealing. It says up to 180 watts. It has 4 heat pipes that go from the core, from the processor, through the radiator. It says silent fan and multi-compatible, so I think, yeah, it says here all the Intel sockets, definitely all the Intel sockets, and the AMD sockets as well. Supports everything basically. When it comes to dimensions of the radiator, it's 125 times 75 times 145, so basically the height is quite alright for almost any standard case. The fan is standard dimensions 120 times 120 times 25. The complete weight of the whole CPU tower cooler with the fan is almost 60 grams. Now, digital RGB, addressable RGB, whatever you want to call it, the fan RPM is 800 to 1800 RPMs plus minus 10%, which is 80 RPMs. It's not that bad. Then we have the sound level, which is 12 to 26 decibels, which is quite alright. Hydraulic fluid dynamic bearing, also right. Backplate for safe installation included in the delivery. This is the LC-CC-120 addressable RGB-ARGB-PRO CPU tower cooler. Strange name, it's really long actually if you ask me, but LC Power decided to go with that. So basically let's unbox it and check what we have in the box content. You have the installation manual, you have the accessory box with all the necessary screws, brackets and everything. Let's check that out. Yeah, so you have the back plate for the AMD and Intel socket on one, so you don't have to change it or whatever. I mean, if you're going for AMD, you don't have a separate one. It's, I would say, invertible. No, it's not invertible. It's multi-platform. Okay, you have a special brackets for the Intel socket, for the AMD socket. You have the hangers for the fan, and you have the screws, and you have the LC Power thermal paste. Also, we have the tower cooler. Now, here is the fan, and here is the tower cooler. The thickness of the radiator is 75 millimeters, so that's 7.5 centimeters. Right here on top, I really like the design. I have to admit, immediately, I really love the design because it also has black coated radiator, and the heat pipes that go from the CPU bottom to the radiator are also black coated, and as you can see here, the line also lights up. As for the connection, you have here the addressable RGB 3-pin 5 volts connector, which is also a splitter, so you could connect your addressable RGB fan as well. Let's check the fan out. The fan looks nice. I have to admit, there's nothing particular to say. It does have a dampening pads here on each side, so you can mount it on this side or on this side. It doesn't matter as long as the direction is correct. You have the 4-pin PWM connector for your motherboard for the fan speed, so you can regulate the fan speed, and you have another extender for addressable RGB. So basically you connect either way, it doesn't really matter. You connect the radiator, which is basically you're connecting the top panel here, with the fan, or vice versa, it doesn't matter, and then you connect it to your addressable RGB motherboard header. So that way, as the motherboard lights up, the CPU tower cooler lights up as well as the fan. So there you go. I think we said everything there is to know when it comes to standard specifications and stuff like that. We need to test it out, connect it, definitely place it in a build, and then we're good to go. Okay guys, so we played Battlefield 1 on Ultra Details with the Intel Core i7-8700K in the clock case from Rycote, and we tested the POWER LC-CC-120-ARGB-PRO CPU tower cooler. Now, the temperatures are really interesting, and I'm just going to open it again just to check it out, just in case. Okay. So here we go. This is Battlefield 1. It says, even though I didn't go directly in the game, it was still counting the players to get the match started. I could still, you know, play. As you can see, the CPU is around 30-35%, even 40, because the GPU is, I don't understand. The RTX 2070 is still weaker than the 8700K, but nevertheless, the CPU goes up to 40% and the temperatures go up to 50 Celsius degrees, which is incredible. I mean, I think if the load on the CPU goes even higher, the temperatures wouldn't go that much higher. I would guess around 60-65 maybe. That's for the Battlefield 1 gameplay. Now, when we compared all the other games while testing the when we were testing the temperatures, they were quite similar when I played Battlefield 1 on Ultra Details and PUBG on Ultra Details. So right now we're going to start PUBG. And basically, I'm not going to play PUBG directly. I'm just going to jump out of the plane and fall somewhere randomly just to see how things look. And when I say how things look, I mean the temperatures on the CPU. So yeah. Okay, we've entered the PUBG game, and basically there's nothing left to say. Let's just jump anywhere, as I said, and check out what we're going to have. Okay, so in PUBG Ultra Details we have 48 degrees, 49, maybe even 50. Load is 30% maximum, and yeah, 51 on 30%. I think this CPU tower cooler is doing quite alright, without a doubt. Now, I do have to mention, as you can see over there, the RGB is synchronized with the motherboard, and basically I just use the MSI Mystic Lights. Since the MSI motherboard is in there, I just use MSI Mystic Lights, synchronize everything, so the GPU, DRAMs, and all the other connections on the motherboard, and it's synchronized. It looks really nice. You can make one color, you can, I don't know, do RGB spectrum or whatever. So guys, I don't think I have to say anything else. This is it, the POWER LC-CC-120 addressable RGB-PRO CPU tower cooler. It supports Intel and AMD processors. The sockets are basically almost, well, yeah, everything. So you're good to go. That's all there is to it, guys. I'll put the links below for you to check out where you could buy the POWER CPU tower cooler. And don't forget to like, subscribe, click that bell button for future videos, and see you next time in another review. Thanks, bye bye.